Formula One moves away from Saudi Arabia and across the globe. We're in Melbourne, Australia. It's a great place for a race. 1996 was the first ever time we ventured here. Now the venue is back and it's a fan favourite. The first of 3 night races then here for UK and Europe, and it starts in Australia before moving on to Japan and then China. Miami takes us back to a normal-ish time zone before Emilia-Romagna is the first European race of the season at round 7. Monaco in Canada round out with June, followed by Spain and Austria. Great Britain is the halfway stage of the year in July, with Hungary and Belgium taking us to the summer break. August only sees the Netherlands, but it's back-to-back with Italy a week later. Then finishing off September with Azerbaijan and Singapore. October has United States at the Circuit of the Americas, Mexico and Sao Paulo. Then we have November with Vegas. And then December ends, of course, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi rounds out the season. After 2 races, Max Verstappen is on maximum points. He's on 51 after scoring 26 in Bahrain and 25 in Saudi Arabia. Sergio Perez on 1-2, but also with the fastest lap in Saudi Arabia, puts him on 36. Charles Leclerc is third on 28, 10 behind is George Russell on 18. Oscar Piastri has 16. Carlos Sainz with appendicitis last time out, still only 15 points from his podium back in Bahrain. Alonso and Norris level on 12. Lewis Hamilton has 9. But Ollie Behrman, after his debut in Saudi Arabia, he has 6 points. On the second page, Nico Hülkenberg and Lance Stroll are the last point scorers. Albon, Zhou, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Ocon, Tsunoda, Sargent, Bottas and Gasly still yet to score in 2024. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead the way on 87 points to Ferrari on 49. McLaren have moved 2 ahead of Mercedes into third, with Mercedes on 26 points. In fourth, Aston Martin have 13. Haas are the last point scorers with 1. Williams, Sauber, RB and Alpine still yet to score. Let's take a look at the Albert Park Street Circuit here in Melbourne, Australia. A 3.279 mile circuit, down to 14 turns and 3 DRS zones as well. It's a fast circuit since its modifications, and it's a fan favourite. Start with a DRS run down towards turn number 1. Keep hard 8th gear flat out before you drop down 3 gears. Flick the car in towards the right, sharp left at 2. Careful not to get too many wheels at the exit because the car spins up and wants to hit you out of it. Another DRS on the run down to turn 3, down into 3rd gear. Hug the inside line. It's a wider exit here. You sometimes can go too wide. Still tight through the chicane section as well. Coming through the car park lot. Flat out through 6 and 7. Now down to turn 8. It's a lot closer towards the wall, so you can carry a lot more speed in, get the power down early. And now you come through the new turn 9 and 10 section as well. Completely opened up, no more chicane. It's a DRS run as well before you into 11 and 12. Flick the car, just drop down from 8th, down into 7th gear, then down to 6th mid-corner. So down 7, flick the car in, down 6, back on the power, DRS open. Gravel at the exit is an absolute nightmare if you get it wrong. Now they've reprofiled the exit here of turn 12 as well, down to 3rd gear, flick the car in a 90 degrees of L-shaped corner before you flop up again into 5th gear, back on the power. Penultimate corner used to be a pain, slightly less, but it's hard to get the entry right. The rear wants to step out. Full power through the exit, the last corner, DRS open, hurtle towards the line, keep the car to the left-hand side of the track, and that is a lap of Albert Park, Melbourne. Hello everybody, welcome to the Australian Grand Prix, and it's qualifying. For the first time in 2024, it's a Saturday qualifying session. Blue skies around the Albert Park Street Circuit here in Melbourne, Australia. Air temperature is at 35 degrees, track temperature at 18.8 as well. And there's a sense of anticipation in the air as well, because in practice this morning it was Charles Leclerc quicker by 20 thousandths of a second to Max Verstappen as well. Beat that on soft tyres as well. It's going to be a very entertaining session to get into the spirit of things. Quickly, we're going to throw down to Ted Kravitz before we introduce the commentary team.
With the progress that Hamilton has made, is this going to be the first qualifying session of 2024 where Lewis Hamilton out-qualifies George Russell? It's been 2-0 to Russell so far over qualifying performances straight on. But I don't know if you're concerned with that Simon Cole, the chief engineer, looking at the underside of Hamilton's car. So, a lot of late work on the Mercedes, but pretty quiet, I can tell you, just finally, Natalie, next door on Verstappen's car. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Ted. And we had to have that little delay because when I went to the commentary box cameras, I was not really surprised to see that Isha and Kieran were on the same screen for some reason, so I had to adjust that. But welcoming to the commentary box as well for the first time, Isha Azim is with us from the Grid Network and many other outlets, making her debut in the commentary box. Kieran McGinley back with us for qualifying and the race as well. Isha, welcome, and it's all set here in Australia. Friendly time zone for you, but it's the late night club. How are you?
Thanks, Josh. I'm so excited to be here. Being on the East Coast in the U.S., it is a little late. But, if quali goes fun and it's eventful, I'll be up. So it's all right. I'm excited to be here.
Excited to have you as well going into the qualifying session, hopefully for many more sessions as well throughout the year whenever the time zones align for you as well. Alongside, of course, the Grid Network shows, which I think you're hosting later on in the day, the pre-show with Joe and Alex, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's right.
Excellent. And Kieran's back with us as well, trackside commentator at many a venue around the UK, and was with us in what was an interesting Bahrain, which we all sort of slept through. But I think you said, Kieran, as well, it was actually an okay race in many respects. You told me off for saying that Max wins again. But now, this morning, you were hypocritical because you were saying, please not Max.
Don't expose me like that. No. All I'm saying is don't give us hope, Max. I mean, the top six separated by just under 0.4 of a second into FP3. Really good signs for really close qualifying. So let's hope Max just doesn't find that 1/4 or 0.3 of a second. Keeps this entertaining. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It's bright and early. It's our first early morning start if you're in the Greenwich Mean Time area. So I'm really looking forward to seeing who can get the pole position here at the Australian Grand Prix.
We're moments away from it as well. In about 45 seconds, Josh T and Omi are down there as well. Omi's just going to be watching this session as well. If he's got anything to say, he'll pipe up during it. Adam's watching along as well in the background. But Josh T's in the pitch. Josh, you've got 20 seconds. What are you looking forward to qualifying?
Well, hopefully it'll be a good qualifying session. We will see how it goes. We've had chaos in all the other sessions. Keep an eye on Alexander Albon, who is in Logan Sargent's chassis.
So we're getting ready to go. Isha and Kieran alongside me and Megan whenever she gets here in the commentary box as well. She's not a morning person. She might take an extra minute, or she might just completely fall asleep again and miss it, even though she has been, literally she slept in her own clothes so she can just walk straight into the commentary box. Typical Megan. Anyway, here he comes. Sit back and enjoy the Australian Grand Prix qualifying. Around the world in 2024 takes us to the most extreme point. It's the Australian Grand Prix as we zigzag across the world, our furthest trip. Melbourne, Australia in 1996 became the home for the Grand Prix. Ron Walker, who was instrumental in moving from Adelaide to Melbourne, described this place as a great place for a race. For many years in the late 90s and early noughties, it was a fantastically close venue circuit. Then regulation changes meant we didn't really have exciting racing here. Changes to the circuit and 4 DRS zones have provided us with a fantastic Parkland circuit. We start on Wednesday here with the supercars and run all the way to Sunday evening with Formula One. 5 different event series across 5 different days. It is a party in the park. C5 red softs, yellow medium C4 are going to be our qualifying tyres. Race will have the C3 hard tyre as an option. We had cloudy skies the start this morning in practice 3, but ahead of qualifying, it's a bit of blue sky. Track temperature is at track temperature now at 34.8 degrees here, temperature at 18.7 degrees, 55% humidity as well, and all looks to be good to go here in Albert Park in Melbourne. The fans are all set, and they've packed in, ready for an afternoon of action. Alongside me, Joshua Birch in the commentary box. Megan's made her way into the team. She'll need a few moments to wake up before I throw to her as well.
I need more than a few moments.
Yeah.
I even slept in the clothes that I wore yesterday.
I said that so they can just walk straight into the commentary box.
Yeah.
Good morning.
I thought it would be too much effort to just actually get ready for bed and then get ready.
Yes. Good morning.
Hi.
Yeah. Not a morning person. We'll let your brain kick in gear. Isha's with us as well for the first time in the commentary. Hi, Isha. Well, here we go then. Into qualifying, the great unknown, but Q1's going to look at it a little different. No Logan Sargent. His chassis given to Alexander Albon. As an American on the team, you're shaking your head already. What's your take on this? And I'll send to Kieran after you.
I mean, Josh, I think it's pretty obvious, as an American fan, when Formula One's trying to grow, all their fan base in America, seeing them do something like this, it's insane. I'm really, really surprised that Williams did something like this. And, Albon crashed. It wasn't Logan's fault. It makes no sense that they took his car and gave it to him. I feel really bad for him. Honestly, if I was Logan, I'd probably just walk away from the team right now.
I was thinking the same thing. Kieran, what do you think about this weird situation we got going?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the, not in the grand scale, but Sebastian Vettel when he damaged the front wing alongside Mark Webber. And it was in the end, they only had the 2 front wings, so Mark Webber had to hand over Vettel's front wing. It's a first driver privilege. Albon is the first driver in the Williams team, so James Vowles has already gone on the record to say it's the hardest decision he's ever had to make. He feels that Albon has the best chance of scoring points here at Australia, so Albon gets the green light to run solo for Williams.
Megan, it's practically a middle finger to Logan as well. I mean, he's been improving massively over the past 12 months, and to give the car to Alex, who...
I don't get that.
Yeah.
Why would you give... Okay, Albon crashed. Why does he need the car? Logan didn't crash.
Exactly my point as well. I knew you'd have a...
He could actually stay on the track, though you think the person who actually thinks a wall is a better opponent than the other cars is actually going to do better.
We get told off for commentating on night races, not because I'm loud, it's because she's loud. Half the time I have to calm her
That's
down.
because my volume control exists with a person who is actually awake and functioning.
Well, you're pretty much awake, aren't you? No, okay. I've put her in front of a heater. Let's see how long this lasts. It's not like Frosty the Snowman. She won't melt. She just won't be there. Okay. Yes, it's nice there. There's your timing screen as well. Which you can see, if you're watching on the YouTube chat, you'll see what we're on about. As they come into it, green light is on here in Albert Park, Melbourne. The first part of qualifying is underway, and Alexander Albon heads out onto the circuit. Q1 will be 18 minutes in duration. 19 cars will venture out onto the circuit. We'll lose the slowest 4 from the end of this session. In the drop zone at the moment, they're all going to change around the longer we go as well. And I suppose, Isha, this is one thing we love about it. It's different to other series, and I want to compare it with IndyCar as well, who have a completely different system. They have the Firestone, Fast 12, the Fast 6, and they have 2 group segments together. Which one has sort of grabbed the attention more over there in America? Has it been more of the IndyCar style format for qualifying, or is Formula One's, now that there's popularity booming, is it easier to follow and easier to get a hold on as we take a look at Logan Sargent, not out there?
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. I personally think that the Formula One setup is easier to understand and to work with. IndyCar, I'm still trying to figure my way around, but I think that Formula One, it's easier to understand and to just figure out overall.
I'm with you on that one as well. I cannot for the life of me figure out IndyCar half the time with their qualifying formats as they come into it. And Kieran, I want to touch on your experience here as a trackside commentator. In just a second, here's Albon.
A lot of leaves on the track.
It is autumn here. We've gone
Big
through the
deal.
summer.
Oh God, you're there, aren't you, Megan Early? Oh, this is going to be fun. Yeah, Kieran, as a trackside commentator, it's a sellout here. Every seat I'm looking at right now on the TV pictures are filled. So, as a PA announcer, what would you be saying out there on the track? How would you be getting them excited for what is a genuinely exciting qualifying session?
It's all about working the crowd, making sure everyone is excited. I mean, as soon as cars leave it and get out onto track, and there's some running out there as Albon tackles turns 1 and 2 as a Red Bull jumps out of the way. It's amazing once those cars get out there. The atmosphere is electric. There's not a lot you have to say, really, at that point. Once everything gets underway, just play to the crowd and spot, especially in Australia, the likes of Daniel Ricciardo. Maybe she'll give him a mention. He might get the biggest cheer today.
Yeah, best qualifying here was second back in 2014. Last year, of course, rookie at the time, not any longer, for Oscar Piastri. He qualified 16th, but did finish in 8th position. Got some decent points on his home debut. Of course, that was because of the red flag carnage on the penultimate lap of the race. As we see, the timing's just not wanting to work at the moment with Alexander Albon, but his first sector is a 27.2, second sector a 17.6, and he's already gone a little bit wide. And he was okay this morning inside the top 10, but they've only got one more chassis left issue as well. There's a giant pressure on him now, just don't bin it. But he crashed in the race last year and he crashed in practice one at exactly the same point. He doesn't have the best time at this circuit. So what would the mentality be for him, do you think?
It's definitely got to be really tough for him. I mean, he's crashed, as you mentioned, he crashed last year. He just crashed during the practice sessions, and that, Logan Sargent, his teammates, got to be really upset about giving up his car. So Alex Albon's going to be under lots of pressure right now. So, his mentality is just going to be to try to score as high as he can to bring home as many points as possible, and to just really, the only thing going through his head is just going to be, don't crash, don't do it again.
As you see, he had a little twitch coming out of turn 10 as well, which is what prompted that question I threw to you. Just getting it on the exit curve. There's a nasty bump on the exits here that lift up the front of the car, and it's caused a lot of problems in Formula 3. There's the entire Williams garage. Both sides have joined together to run the one car. No one's bitter, apart from Logan Sargent, I would say. Who's,
Leclerc.
Oh, there's the radio.
If we can prepare for the second round and dark visor, please.
Copy that.
The sun's going down a bit.
Well, they say the sun's going down, but Kieran, they've moved the time zone an hour earlier than before. So it used to be 6 a.m. for qualifying and then 5 a.m. for the race, but now it's an hour earlier after last year's drama. So the sun, even though it is setting, it's only 4:03 over there. It's late afternoon. It's not too bad. And Verstappen, I'm sorry, goes top, 117.478.
Early days, Josh, don't you worry. Still 13 and a half minutes on the clock. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things with a driver, just making sure they are comfortable for the running there. And if the sun's getting into Charles's eyes, then he'll want to know about that as Sergio Perez makes his way around the final corner.
Ocon up to 5th. Oh, turn 13 is involving Perez, and Hulkenberg has been noted by the stewards for impeding. Big no-no if that's the case.
Verstappen.
So much on this here. Quite crazy.
Isha, we've been talking so much on the Grid Network about Verstappen and the domination and how much he's been, out there and winning the last 9 races. He could do 10 here. But the one problem is he's never happy with the setup of the car. He's always moaning about something, but do you see similarities with Singapore compared to this weekend as well? Because they haven't been able to set up the car right, and this is a proper street circuit as well we go to for the first time, not one that's been designed. But it's like Singapore. We're using proper city streets. Circuits like Vegas and Jeddah that we've been to this year on street circuits, they were custom built around things. Here, it's more of a problem.
Yeah, Josh, that's right. And, to add on to your first comment, Max, we know, is a perfectionist. So he's always going to be complaining about his car, about the setup and everything. But, I think that this is somewhat more similar to the one in Singapore. So that gives some of the other teams, like Ferrari, a better chance. as we've seen with the free practice sessions, you know? So I think that Max is definitely not making him enjoying this person as much. We've already seen that he did previously have some issues with his floorboard and his chassis, so I think that this one might turn out to be a little similar to Singapore, but we're going to have to watch along to see that.
Great point. I forgot about that fact. He ran over the curb at the exit of turn 11 and ruined his floor in the end of practice 1. Esteban Ocon having a little bit of a moment coming out of the last corner. Oh, he touched the wall! Just brushing. He didn't even look. Did you see? He brushed against the wall, the exit of the last corner, and he looked to see, is my wheel still there? That was a big one there.
I've seen a total of 2 leaves on that track, and I can't be entirely certain that wasn't the same leaf.
So, oh, he's got a puncture! He's got a puncture! Rear left puncture for Esteban Ocon, and it gets worse. It just gets worse for Alpine. Where is he? He's at turn 11, so he's made it back, but that floor's going to be shredding like crazy.
Alpine ain't having a good season.
Alpine have forgotten what it is to be a racing team. That's the problem half the time. And Russell going through. If anything, I thought it would have damaged the front left, not the rear left. That's a weird whack to go on. For, Leclerc have gone. Leclerc and Sainz 1-2, by the way, now with a 1:17.244 and a 1:17.289. So they're 10th clear of Verstappen at the moment. As George Russell starts a gambit. And it's just so impressive watching these cars around Melbourne now. Proper flat-out action. And for someone who says she should never do Australia again, hello.
I'm sleepy.
I know. I just pointed down because I could see in the reflection of the TV monitor just looking half, asleep.
I understand how Kellyanne feels now. I'm done.
Yeah, well, they've got a baby. We're watching a race. There's a bit of difference. Alonso gets out of the way.
Yeah, though, I'm a bit sleepy after just getting up at 4:45. How much sleep is a day for?
Okay, moving on. 10 minutes to go. Have a biscuit.
I don't know which biscuit to choose.
Oh, well, you're picky. I'm living in there. Right, across the
No,
line
I
comes
just
George Russell then.
I don't want to pick one you one.
Only 13th, 1:18.2, so he's backed off on that last lap time, Kieran, so he's going to have another run around. But Hamilton was complaining this morning, not knowing where the pace was. He was 1.5 seconds and 1.6 seconds off in a straight line pace to the Ferraris and Red Bulls, and they made a setup change, and he got inside the run, and he goes 5th at the moment, but still 5/10 off the pace of the Ferraris. It's not looking good for Hamilton this weekend.
Yeah, so Hamilton side of the garage wanted to go for that massive change, didn't they, to try and make the overhaul in performance to try and catch up to the likes of Ferrari and Red Bull. But 5th fastest right now. We'll see. He's not actually that far away from Sergio Perez as we see the McLaren of Lando Norris cross the line and go 3rd fastest now, 1:17.4. The McLaren now of Oscar Piastri crosses the line to now go 3rd fastest, 1:17.3. So all in all, it's looking like it's shaping up to be a fantastic day of qualifying because we've got a potential of 4 teams here to battle out. Maybe Alonso as well you can count in there. I've noticed the Aston Martin have really prioritised the top speed of the car. They might not be great through the high-speed corners, but where they are quick are down the straights. So they're looking to try and go defensive here.
Why is Sainz back?
You really have just not been paying attention to me.
I'm sleepy.
Sainz was supposed... Well, Alonso... to prove Kieran's point, Alonso goes fastest, 1:16.991.
As it should be.
Great, yeah, Megan's now happy. Now she's awake. Here comes Max Verstappen, though. Fastest first sector, slow second sector, and he's 2/10 down. 1:17.229.
He had appendicitis surgery 2 weeks ago. Why is he back?
He's... Apparently, they're racing with a sponge over it as well to stop the belts from hitting the scar.
And what if he crashes? That is pure idiocy.
Well, if he crashes, there's a nice hole already there to put the entrails back in.
Ha ha.
Got deservable stitches.
That's a lovely way to put it, Josh. I'm glad you went with that route.
I could have got Negan from The Walking Dead. Oh, there they are.
But I wouldn't have got that reference.
You did have guts all the time. Was it Stephen or David? I can't remember which one. Sainz top to prove you wrong again, Megan. 1:16.731. Anish, it was great, wasn't it? We talked about Behrman. I think we talked about Behrman on the Grid Network show a lot about how impressive he was. But what was your take on his debut in Saudi? And also, as a tail on to that, Carlos Sainz returning this soon.
Yeah, I think Ollie Behrman did an amazing, incredible job. First race in Formula One, and not having any time to prepare was pretty amazing. And Carlos Sainz being back from his appendix surgery so soon. I saw one of his interviews, and he said that he had to put in a lot of effort, more than we could imagine. I think it's amazing that he's back and that he's been doing so well in the practice sessions as well.
Let me know if the TV pictures are a bit blurry. Josh T can hopefully adjust them. Are they blurry? Is it okay?
A little blurry.
Yeah,
I've
been monitoring them. They are getting a little bit bad. Is it okay to refresh, Josh?
Yeah, I'll put us on battle screen. Go on, hit the refresh. Oh, actually, did you refresh it? Because it's just started working for me.
No.
It's the sheer thought of being refreshed. Is it okay for everybody else now? No, now it's gone dead again.
What I will say though, Josh, is with Sainz's lap time of 16.731, we're now quicker in Q1 than Max Verstappen's pole time last year. His pole position was 1:16.732.
We're here 2 weeks earlier than we were last year. We were here in April in 2023, and now we're here in March in 2024. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot of difference, but it's hotter than it would be. Last year,
I have no idea what's going on.
Just don't really feel like they're working.
Russell says brakes are not working as the TV pictures decide to have a paddy.
Oh, we kind of need them.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll wait for Josh T's TV pictures to resume. We'll stay on the battle screen. Russell's 17th at the moment in the drop zone, so he'll have a bit of a change around as we'll get the pictures back in just a split second. There we are. Are they working? Yeah, they're working. There we go. It's one of these days where technology just doesn't want to work.
That's every day for me.
Although I will just remind Josh T, if his laptop's having a problem, he's not using his main camera. He's just hit his head. I can feel that now. Across the line goes Russell. Goes P9, 117.522. Hamilton's coming across it at 2 in the 3D camera. Is he faster? Only 9th. Mercedes really off the pace here. Really surprising me as, well, Alpine are last.
That does not surprise me.
No, it does not. Isha, do you reckon that we can see Alpine just... they've lost so many key technical personnel and...
Do you reckon we could see him lose, yeah?
Lose completely? Just leave the team?
I reckon they're going to lose everything at this point, including sanity.
Gasly just go 14th, but I've got the perfect question for Isha. Who would be better, Alpine or Andretti?
Oh, Josh, that's hot water. Come on now, my first time on here. You're asking me a question like that already.
Yeah. I'm throwing you right into the bus, sorry.
I don't know. Alpine's usually not as rough as they're doing right now. This season, especially, the start has been a bit tough for them. But I think Andretti would have a great shot. I think Formula One's got to let them come in. I want to see what they can do.
Kieran, you weren't in pre-season testing when we were discussing all this. I'll throw you right under the bus back as well. What do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, let's put it this way. F1 Manager 24 comes out in the summer. I think a lot of people will choose their 11th team as a certain team starting with A.
Audi?
Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely.
Audi.
Yeah, Audi. Yeah, you got it in one.
Gasly's going to be investigated after the session for failing to follow race directions instructions and crossing the line at pit exit. Meantime, Albon crosses the line. Okay, that shuts us up. Fair dues. He's 5th. It's a 1:17.130. He's a 10th off Sainz's time at the moment. So, okay, fair's fair. As Verstappen is, again, he's slow in that middle sector issue, exactly the same as the previous lap. He's having trouble in the slow part and only goes 3rd. This is really strong stuff that he can have a problem. Now, across the line again. 88,000 separate them with 2:48 to go. Right, Megan, we've seen Red Bull at majority of races together in the commentary box. They're worried again, aren't they? This is a rare experience here.
As they should be, and I hope it lasts a long race.
I've not seen Christian this worried since Jerry asked to use his phone at the Christmas dinner. And yeah, he's crossed the line at pit exit. To be fair, that camera from Gasly was a bit corrupted there. I can't see it.
Yeah, it's the white or yellow line on exit that he's cut across right at the end, but I think it will just be a warning from the stewards. I don't think there'll be anything more than that. And as well as that, the sun was beaming down, a bit reflective from that camera, so that might be why Gasly missed it. But a bit of racing action as we head in towards the final few corners between an RB and an Aston Martin, and in the end they both back out and get ready for a lap.
Ricciardo and Stroll, according to the driver tracker, which doesn't surprise me. But they've only got time for one more run coming out the last corner as Ricciardo puts down full throttle up to the line. And down now towards turn 1. Home soil for Danny Ricciardo. First time he was in a Red Bull back in 2014. I remember 10 years ago, he crossed the line, took pole position, and in those days, hang on a minute, what's happening?
Still understeering too much.
Good.
Especially just my front tyres already look great.
All good news today, Max. Thank you.
So
All good news today, Max, thank you. GP is just going like, oh, you're cheery today, aren't you? It's like you, Megan. You're Max. Okay, now
I'm
she's
not.
still. Okay, now I was wondering why you were. I could sense it from the side there.
I'm not that whiny. I'm tired.
She says whining. Gaz is getting investigated after the session with 45 seconds to go. Ricciardo's up in the first sector. Personal best sector 2, Bottas 2, Hamilton as well, he's in the drop zone. And Hülkenberg kicks out Gasly. So in the drop zone, we've got Gasly, Ricciardo, Zhou and Ocon. No doubt. Actually, this could be a bit of a surprise if Ricciardo doesn't go through. Max only goes 12th. Here comes Danny Ricciardo then towards the line in qualifying. Is he going to go home hero or is he going to be out? No, he goes 10th. 1:17, 4:66. Bottas across the line as well. The new son of Australia with his car share ads. Which car would he rather be in? Yeah, it would be in this one now, not the Uber car. 13th fastest. Hamilton stays 11th. He's in a bit of a risk. So is Russell, to be fair. Checker flag's out. Zhou's out. He's our first elimination. He's 18th. The kick Sauber. Oh, he's got damage to the front wing. How's he done that? So Zhou's hit something. Yeah, has he hit the wall coming out of the last corner? Can't see any debris so far. There's nothing at the exit. Whereas we're on board with Sonoda. 15th.
Might have hit that stray leaf.
Oh, he's gone 7th. 1:17, 3:56. Across the line comes Esteban Ocon. Oh, he's gone through. Wow. Has hell frozen over? What about Russell?
I'll check.
Ricciardo's lap time has been deleted by the stewards for track limits. And he's still staying 11th. Russell, 6th. And Ocon's in danger. Magnussen and Hülkenberg still on lap times. I don't think they're going to improve. Hülkenberg's into the pit lane, I believe, now at the last corner.
Do you know what Joshua Hill actually has frozen?
Hülkenberg's out, and I think Magnussen is out as well. So both Haas cars have been eliminated a lot. And hang on, is that Zhou been eliminated? Someone else just got kicked out of qualifying there. Ricciardo's out.
Ricciardo lap time deleted, Magnussen up.
2 lap times deleted for Danny Ricciardo, and the home hero has gone bust in Melbourne. It will be his worst qualifying start in his home race.
Oh, where did I get this damage?
That's what we want to know.
We assume maybe exit 10.
Oh, it's that curb again.
I
with the
think that's
bump.
actually where the leaf is.
Megan says hell is currently at 1 degree, so it hasn't quite frozen over, but it's chilly. It's chilly.
Like an hour ago, it would have been like -1.
So Zhou's out with damage at turn 10. Ricciardo with a lap time deleted. The home hero is out. His worst ever qualifying here in Melbourne. Ricciardo scored points for 4 occasions, but this is his worst qualifying in history in his home Grand Prix. Also out, Gasly, not surprising to be fair, one of the Alpines were going to be out. And Hülkenberg, I think, surprised everyone considering Haas had pace last time out. Ocon goes through, as well as Magnussen, Bottas. Hamilton, though, in 12th, he's in trouble. Norris 11th. Stroll 10th, Piastri 9th. So the Mercedes-powered cars struggling a little bit. Great job from Sonoda. He goes into 8th place for RB. Alexander Albon shuts us all up with 7th. Russell 6th. Alonso 5th. Leclerc 4th. Verstappen 3rd. Perez 2nd. And Carlos Sainz on top by 74 thousandths of a second. Rounds out Q1. Well, Isha, what did you make of that first session? Certainly full of drama.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, I'm happy right now because Max is in third and Carlos is in first. So, let's just see how Q2 and Q3 start.
And Kieran, I think the biggest shock there for Ricciardo to have a lap time deletion, but where did Joe get his damage from?
Yeah, they said the exit of turn 10, so it's possibly that curb on the outside of the fast left-right-hander that he's caught there, because that would make sense. It's the left-hand side of his front wing, so perhaps he's just caught the curb where he's just gone over it a little bit too much, and that's damaged the front wing. But yeah, he'll be starting from the back of the 19 starters tomorrow, so not a great day for qualifying for Joe.
Isha, do you think Joe has got the car underneath him to progress forward? I mean, I'm definitely glad I picked Bottas in my fantasy now, not Joe, but that Sauber was 12th and 14th in the practice sessions. Do you think he can move up the order and challenge for some points?
Yeah, I think that he's got a good chance. I think that he will be able to score at least, a few points. But I guess we're just going to have to watch along and see what happens because, a lot of the drivers have been struggling with that curb, so anything could happen really in the next two sessions.
Rapunzel, what do you reckon of that session? I'll call you Sleeping Beauty, but I can't say that one, so Rapunzel will do with the hair.
I thought the session was okay.
Is that what you're going to say? What about Ricciardo?
It's a shame, but he's Australian. They never seem to win their own races.
He'll probably still be smiling. Let's go over back then and hear from Lawrence Meekis, who's down with Natalie Bingham.
One is that Daniel Ricciardo, for the first time at Albert Park, has crashed out of qualifying in Q1. Not literal crash, but metaphorical, I should add. Let's go to his team principal, Lauren Mekies now. Huge disappointment to have that lap deleted for Daniel. Lauren, what happened?
Look, it's very difficult to swallow, but that's the way it is. Daniel was doing a very good job. It was probably his best lap so far of the weekend. It was a 17.4. We have been more than enough to get him probably close to the top 10 actually. But it's the way it is. He was a bit wide in turn 5, and for a few centimeters we are off track. So. Again, very difficult to swallow, but that's the way it is. On the positive side, he has been not fully comfortable with the cars for a big part of the weekend, and in what we have seen in quali, he was getting there. So I'm sure there is more to come from tomorrow's race.
Yes, really unfortunate for local hero Daniel, but of course you still have Yuki in the fight, and it looks like he's got a competitive car under him. What do you think is going to be possible for you guys, and what's the goal in qualifying today?
Well, the top 5 teams are going a bit too fast. So basically, we are shooting for the best positions out of the top 10, and we try to be there, to be topping the midfield, and to see if any of the top 10 guys make some mistakes. So we are trying to get the last slot into Q3. At the moment, Yuki has done exactly that. So he has been beating all the bottom 10 cars, what we call our midfield groups, and he actually managed also to grab a couple of guys from the top 10. So target really is to sneak into Q3.
Laura, were you surprised to see the Haas cars get knocked out in Q1? Because they must have been one of your people you expect to be fighting to get into that between, let's say, 8th and 12th.
Yeah, it's very true, but the gaps are so small from a sessions to another, from a run to another in quali, that it's not a surprise. We are on the edge every time we go out there with 10 cars that are pretty much able to produce the same lap time. And as you said, from a sessions you look fast. So next sessions you have lost a bit of an edge, and suddenly you are knocked out. So that's the reality of our midfield. It's a great fight, but it can be tough at times.
Lauren, thank you very much for your time, and all the very best for the rest of qualifying and indeed the whole race weekend. Let's head back to commentary now to David and Martin.
Green light is on and qualifying 2 is underway here in Albert Park, Melbourne. 15 minutes and 15 cars, and at the end we lose the slowest 5 drivers from this session. Already lost Hulkenberg, Gasly, Ricciardo and Zhou, and Sainz was top of the previous session. And Esteban Ocon was laughing on the radio when he got told that he was through to the next session. Beautiful chaos, I think, at the moment. As we see Leclerc coming onto the circuit, 2 by 2. Sainz was first out there, though. So I'll start with you, Isha. What do you think will be the big surprise of Q2? Who do you see not going through to Q3?
Oh, I think that's going to be really tough. It depends. You know, we've got teams like Aston Martin, Ferrari, McLaren. These ones are definitely going through right along with the Red Bulls. I think that we might see maybe. I don't know. I think it's going to be tough. You know, I really can't pick right now. But these four main teams, McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull, Aston Martin, I think they're going through, definitely.
100%. It's going to be, I think it's going to be hard to see because we've got 4 teams in the fight for us with a single session as well. So even I can't really choose who. I'll be surprised. Oh, hello. That's a very slow Carlos Sainz to turn 11. Almost looked like the car went into anti-stall. Well, yeah, but it looked like the car went to anti-stall. It was a bit weird. And I heard the trunk coming to the back of it.
There's the leaf.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 leaves on the side of the track. Yeah.
See, there's the 2 leaves I saw.
And there's a bird.
I'd be more concerned about the bird.
Can't work out if it's a pigeon or a magpie.
It looks like a pigeon.
Look like a pigeon. Yeah. Do we have pigeons in Australia?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. It's time for Megan's random facts, like when she was on about elephants in Bahrain, and then all of a sudden Ted Kravitz finds elephants in Bahrain. Or whatever it was.
Jump.
Elephants can't jump, no.
Also, do you know in Australia there's a really terrifying bird called like a cowray type thing? And you don't want to go near it because it's prey. It likes to, you know, ambulance style.
Okay. That's interesting fun, actually.
Yeah, don't go near them.
Right,
they look really creepy anyway, so I won't go near them just in general.
Right, we're not going to Australia then to carry that one. Sainz up in the first sector, but Verstappen said a 26.4 first sector compared to Sainz's 26.5, so there's a bit of a difference there. Second sector for Sainz 17.568.
There are pigeons.
Oh, there are pigeons in Australia. Just you always like to know. You never know because there's different parts of the world have different types of birds. Kieran, what do you think then about the big surprises in this session? Who do you think might get eliminated and kicked out?
Yeah, you never doubt a 7-time world champion, but Hamilton is struggling in this session. He's got the ability to pull a lap time out of nowhere, so I'm not going to discount him too much, but definitely if Q1 is anything to go by, he needs to be on his toes a little bit, needs to extract everything from the car as we know he can do.
Well, there's Rebecca Donaldson. Nice to see her actually in the back of the Australian garage. And Verstappen goes 0.3 faster than Sainz. Good night, everyone. It's Q2, Max.
Oh, wait, it's 2 seconds.
Couldn't you have let us dream for a little bit more? I mean, come on, we're all sleep deprived here, but come on.
Well, he was talking about understeer, wasn't he? So perhaps there's a change to the front wing setting, maybe raise it a little bit just to allow him to go through the corners a little bit quicker. It might cost him a little bit of top line speed, but it doesn't seem to matter in the end because his Sector 2 time was on par with Leclerc, so that seems to have worked. Whatever they've done in that downtime between Q1 and Q2 seems to have worked.
Lando is fast in Sector 1.
Lando is fast Sector 1 as well, getting right up there. Jess has said, I'm surprised Megan hasn't talked about kangaroos yet. We're in Australia. You haven't
I've seen a wallaby. Not
right.
a kangaroo. I want to see a kangaroo. Kangaroos are just like really energized, hepped up deer.
Line of the season, right there.
They even look like it. They look like deer that's gone to jail.
Norris goes 4th, but my eyes have turned to the young Australian Oscar Piastri, fastest of all in that first sector. Personal best Sector 2 as well. Here comes Lewis Hamilton, close to the wall. Winner here several times in 18 and 15, but he's had more pole positions here than anybody else on the grid. It's 6th fastest. What about Piastri up to the line? Is he anywhere near? Is Australia going to run? Let's listen. Oh, he's 2nd. What a lap time for Piastri. McLaren on the form here. Yeah, Hamilton's had pole position. He ready. And look, Australia, a sea of orange. Round of applause. Just quickly, Hamilton's had pole position here in 2008, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Went on a bit of a run, didn't he? In Australia.
All runs must come to an end.
Speaking of which, look at this for Fernando Alonso. He's quicker than his own teammate Lance Stroll at the moment. As Stroll goes 8th fastest to immediately disprove my point.
It's not hard to be second.
Yeah, Ocon has set the 10th fastest time, but Alonso goes 9th. And that's a worrying sign for Aston Martin. Russell's in the drop zone. This is an unusual session. Not really a fan of this one. What's Fernando done? Understeered at turn 1.
He's done nothing wrong.
He's understeered. Look, he's just off the track.
It's been a long day for him.
He's done about 50 laps total today.
Yeah, very tiring.
Maybe less than that.
So give him a break.
Funny, actually, you do less mileage on a Saturday than you would do on a Friday or Sunday. It's really weird, actually. He's only got qualifying. Russell's up there in the Texas 1 and 2. Josh T. Picture's gone funny again as they come into it. And, never mind, they're back now. Russell across the line. Is he faster? 14th is the goal to be 7th. Oh, 7th faster, 1:16.901. So Albon, Tsunoda, Bottas, Ocon, Magnussen in the drop zone, and to be honest with you, Isha, I think that's pretty much the standard of what we could lose there.
Yeah, Josh, you're totally right. I think this is how we're going to end Q2. You know, I think these 5 are the drivers that are going to be out. The top 10 so far looks pretty usual, you know. Save for Stroll, that's a little bit unusual sometimes, but we've seen that the Aston Martins have been doing well this season.
Really have been impressive, me with Lance Stroll. It's kind of a bit like... It's weird to say that. Lance Stroll's been impressing me. But he impressed me in Bahrain and a little bit off in Saudi.
I would agree.
But, yeah.
Gosh.
Yes, go on. I know you're going to correct me now.
Are you sure that your lack of sleep is not affecting you? If you're surprised by Lance Stroll?
I don't know. I have no idea what you're on about, giant talking panda.
Head was there. Is he still? I have no idea.
Let's have a listen.
Soft tyres, so we'll see whether they do a fast lap and then a cool down another, or what their tyre strategy is. But yeah, used tyres to start off with, and new now. As with this guy, Esteban Ocon. Can we see more heroics from him in this Alpine?
Well, if he does, it'll be impressive. His best ever qualifying result here was 8th in 2022. So we'll see if he does find an improvement up the grid. But yeah, Megan.
I love pandas.
Oh, for God's sake. Right, across the line then comes a side. Every time you're in the commentary box, it's just like it's just a comedy skit of me just being like, what are you on about at 5 o'clock in the morning?
But it's, you know, I like pandas because of like Pandiorio, that little like panda teddy which I got from that wildlife park.
I wasn't at that wildlife park.
Yeah, but you've seen Pandiorio.
Yes, I know. Hello, Isha. Welcome to the team.
I named him Pandiorio because at the time I was overly obsessed with Oreos.
You still are. Look at Sainz. Sainz is up by 69 thousandths of a second to Verstappen's own time. I mean, Kieran sort of had a baptism of fire from Bahrain, so he remembers what it's like. Sometimes we stay true to the mission. But yes, that's what I mean, Isha. It's just completely different with the watch along coverage. What do you think of Sainz then, Isha, with his surgery as well? He's doing really, really well. To get that car around Albert Park is quite a thing. And he's been on it all weekend, even in practice 1 and 2. He's been consistent.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I mean, it's only been 2 weeks since his surgery, but, you know, Sainz is on a mission this year. He's got to secure a spot for himself next year, so he's got to do what he's got to do.
He's gone fastest overall as well, Kieran, as now we're seeing several drivers start to have their beginning of push laps, and it's getting quite good now, isn't it? But Sainz now 2/10 clear of Verstappen, and you're punching the air.
Well, I was going to say, what did they do for Sainz's appendicitis surgery? It seems like he's come back and he's even quicker. So, yeah, we'll see how he gets on. 16.189 is the time to beat as we see Sergio Perez make his way around the final corner.
They've injected him with Sebastian Vettel. That's what they've done.
Clearly lack of appendix suits him. Clearly lack of appendix suits him.
Well, to be fair...
He's got the less weight now.
To be fair, somebody... I saw a tweet.
One organ.
They have got less weight, yeah. Somebody put a tweet out of, you know, appendicitis 2, F1 drivers nil. And it was like, they're going in order. A, Albon. Sainz is next on there. It's like Carlos Sainz. C, Sainz. Alexander Albon. C, Sainz. Charles Leclerc. He's next on the list. Because it's Carlos, C-A, Charles Leclerc, C-H.
Who's next?
Fernando Alonso. F.
Oh, Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't exist, Josh. Come on now.
Yeah, Danny Ricciardo, DR.
If we're going first names,
then... Oh, yeah, it would be.
And you missed Ocon. What's going on?
Esteban Ocon, yeah. It's 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's no excuse.
It's an interesting fact here because it was 21 years ago today. Sergeant Pepper. Anyway, wasn't right, yeah. Fernando Alonso, he had his first ever pole position at the Malaysia Grand Prix in 2003. And I remember that race, actually. It was a tremendous launch off the grid. And he took the lead into the first corner. But, yeah, 21 years ago today, he had his first ever pole position. And he's still charging, trying to get pole position number 23 of his career.
I was 2 years away from being born.
Yeah, he won his first race in Hungary 03. I remember that one as well. That was a domination, actually, from Alonso in Hungary. That was that Renault. That was a sign of things to come in 2003. That Renault was fantastic. 04 truly won, and they sort of took a step back. But 05 and 06, they were right on it. And they got the regulation changes right. I feel like, actually, as we just see Alonso coming across the line, he's 10th in the moment. I'll pick up on this in a second. As we see the battle between the two Aston Martins, because Alonso's 10th, but Stroll's in 9th, but Alonso's fastest and goes across the line, goes 7th, and Stroll's diddling around in sector 2 and 3. I feel like the regulation changes from V10 to V6 weren't as dramatic as the regulation changes from V8 to V6. Yeah, V10 to V8 and then V8 to V6 is less dramatic. So, simple question, let's go back to V10s. Let's go back to that noise. I'm all for that.
All right, Sebastian Vettel. Calm down.
I know, but it works. We've got the renewable fuels. Let's just do it. Let's get rid of these. Look, we've all got. You can all hear the track noise in the commentary box and all on the stream as well. How better would it be to hear a screaming V10 rather than a? That's not good. If my voice can imitate it, that's something.
Yeah.
With my,
yeah, but 10 years ago, I could perfectly imitate a V10. That doesn't mean it needs to happen.
That's true. Yeah, okay. I think I can still get up there. Yeah. There's Hamilton, his 8 pole positions in Australia, as I mentioned earlier on. Brakes hard.
I wonder here.
5th gear corner. What, Hamilton?
Sorry to butt in, but I'm wondering here, because Albon has a really good chance of making it into the top 10. I reckon, someone like Stroll's got to be a little bit concerned, because Albon's already proved that he can get a car into the top 10 in this session, or in today, I should say.
Yeah, he's 11th. He was a quick in practice 3 earlier on in the day, so he's right there. And Hamilton's only 9th as well, so this could be a little bit interesting factor between a battle to watch. We're running out of time here. Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, and Albon's still in the pit lane. He'll have to leave the pit lane. Is he coming out? Perez is coming out. Albon still hasn't moved from the garage as far as I can see on the driver tracker. I'm keeping my eye on him. Are they going to leave him in 11th? Come on, boys, get out there. Williams, what are you doing? Get out there!
They're making bad calls as usual.
They've not done it! What? What? That's the second worst decision I've seen from Williams all weekend long. And Hamilton's had understeers. That's his lap time gone because he got blocked by Norris. Hamilton across the line. Does he improve from that? No. Time, not position. 1:16.9. Is James Vowles just completely lost his marbles or something, rather?
Yes.
I think there's something deeper there, but we'll have to see what happens later on. Possibly an issue, maybe? I'm not sure.
Must be, yeah. Is Magnussen going to go through here? That's the next surprise. Look at this. Oh, he's gone 12th.
Who's on your team right now? Show me.
Couldn't have asked that during the qualifying session, could you? 22 seconds left. Bottas coming in. No, like the gap. Bottas out the last corner. Firing it hard towards the line. Is he faster? Then only 12th. What is going? Okay, maybe it's not going to be that bad. That's what I'm expecting here. As they come into it. Can't get off that. Give me a second. Checker flags out. Tsunoda across the line. He's 14th fastest. He goes. Oh, he's gone through! Yes! Yuki Tsunoda! What a lap time! And Stroll's gone through! Hamilton's in the drop zone! And where is Hamilton? He's out! Leclerc goes second, Ferrari 1-2. Lewis Hamilton is out of qualifying. What happened there? Stroll, absolutely electric, but I was looking at Yuki Tsunoda's name. I don't think I said it, But Yuki could have been a playing factor, and he did! Fantastic! So Hamilton and Albon are out, Bottas, Magnussen, Ocon, the 5, but it's Stroll and Tsunoda, the unlikely ones going through.
Are we safe or not?
No! You're cooked!
Negative. No, we've just been bumped.
And you were on about it, Kieran. You said it from minute 1. Hamilton's out.
Yeah, but with a great lap from Tsunoda. Take nothing away from the RB. Tsunoda, great lap there. What was it, a 16.791? Has just got him and secured a place in Q3. Great lap time from Tsunoda. But yeah, Hamilton will be starting tomorrow's race from P11. And the nightmare continues for Hamilton at Mercedes.
Russell was only P10 as well in that session. He was safe by 59 thousandths of a second to Hamilton across that line. Isha, 7-time world champion, wanting a fairy tale ending. It's not a fairy tale.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted Winnie the Pooh and the
Definitely
100 Acre Wood. He's got that new Winnie the Pooh slasher movie. What's it called?
Pooh.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, it's just proving his decision of moving to Ferrari next season. Everything's making sense now.
We worried. But he's so right.
Lewis is getting the version of fairy tales that are actually the original endings.
Grim
instead
fairy
of-
tales for
Yeah.
gruesome kids.
Do you want to know a fun fact?
Yes.
I was once read storybooks and halfway through it started getting very gruesome. I was 8.
Oh, you can handle it.
Yeah, though I don't really want to listen to that at 8 years old. Nowadays, sure. But no, not when I'm 8.
I love how it's nowadays. That's the equivalent of going, I don't know. That's very, very you, isn't it? Okay, I'll read out the outs and ins. Out of Q2, Hamilton, Albon, Bottas, Magnussen and Ocon, and my fantasy takes a deep hit. Sainz, Leclerc, 1-2 for Ferrari, Max Verstappen. Well, to be fair, I put Verstappen as always my number 1, and I've double boosted him. I'm starting to think that I should have actually just changed it to Leclerc, because Ferrari have got something here. Piastri 4th on home soil. He could start 2nd row, and if he does start 4th on the grid, he has a chance of equaling once again the best finishing position of an Australian driver at this race, which is 4th place, previously held by Ricciardo and Mark Webber. Across the line then as well, we get Perez 5th, Alonso 6th, then Norris, Stroll, Tsunoda and Russell round out the order on the grid as well. Well, it's not a bad session, is it, Megan? There's a lot to look forward to in this one. So what do you think in Q3? Who's got pole position? Because it's actually, for once, quite close.
I'm going to go Sainz.
Good pick. What about you, Kieran? Who's your pick of pole?
You know what? Head says Verstappen. I think he's still got something in the tank there. Just a quick, interesting note, though. If Ferrari were to get pole position, whether it be Leclerc or Sainz, it would be their 250th pole in Formula 1.
Oh, yes, you're right. I've just had a look at that. Who's put Ferrari's 250th?
Correct, yes.
I've missed 5 poles from my notes. I'm going to change that. 250.
Unless I've counted wrong, but
They must have been from long ago.
Must have been, yeah. I must have forgotten the end of the polls at the end of the last year. Right, I'll double check that. Right, let's go down to Karun. He's at the, well, I don't want to say it, but imagine a football field with a skypad on it. He's at the giant skypad.
If you miss the line at 3, which that snap of overstay would have cost him, that compromised you for 4 and 5 as well. Through 6 there, again, just a bit of understeer, less than at turn 1, but still it just felt like he didn't have the front end he would have wanted to carry the minimum speed through there. But now, through the flat-out par, running alongside the lake, let's look at the high-speed change of direction here. I'll just slow it down, see if he gets the line that he would like. Wants to get into that apex. Again, just some corrections at the wheel. Doesn't quite seem to have the car underneath him or the grip underneath him to carry that apex speed that he would have liked through those high-speed corners. Braking for 11, pretty okay initially, but then again, minor corrections on the wheel. 12 now, fast corner, understeer again there, misses the apex by a bit. Into 13, and no rear end, the rear of the car. In those really slow speed corners, turn 3 and 13, didn't seem like he had rear end grip there. But this was a quick look at Daniel Ricciardo running wide. We just see here he was nowhere really close to it. It was on the exit of 4, came out of the timing screen as 5, but it's actually the exit of 4. You can see that is where the line is, and that is how far off he was.
Wow, some margin. Well, we can hear from his team principal now, Laura Mecky's obviously disappointment about Daniel, but Yuki Tsunoda, what a lap he put together there at the end to ultimately knock Lewis Hamilton out of the top 10 shootout. How pleased are you with that? Are you surprised?
Look, very, very happy with Yuki's lap. You know, you can see the gaps now. Look at you know, Fernando is in P6, is 800s faster. So you know, he has put the car as high as it can be right now. So very, very happy with that. As you said, shame for Daniel because he was actually getting up to speed in that quali, and unfortunately that lap was out. But it's a very good result for the team. This Q3, the second in a row, and let's see what we can do in Q3 now.
Well, it's not over yet, as you mentioned, Laurent. There's still Q3 upcoming. How are you guys going to play this session? We've seen in the last couple of weeks maybe some teams just playing it safe, maybe saving tyres. Are you going to go for it here, or are you going to play it safe?
No, we are going to go for it. To be honest, it's a very easy choice because, you know, we are not dying to save this soft set for tomorrow, and we will go for it anyway, just because of how tight the gaps are. So we are probably going to go first with a used set and then with a new set at the very end and see. I think if Yuki can repeat that lap, it was a very, very good lap. If he can repeat that lap, then there may be a couple of other guys we can get. Otherwise, it's already a fantastic result, but we will go for it.
It certainly is. All the best for the remaining part of qualifying. Right, let's head up back to the commentary box. David and Martin.
So here we go. There's Lewis Hamilton walking away. A little tap on the back there. And he will have to start this grid from 11th. Megan, what have you noticed? Severe warning for rain. Light rain in 35 minutes. And thunder. Your point being, we're going to be out of here in 15 minutes.
Yeah, saying we better be.
Well, they better hope that nobody, you know, hits the wall, causes a red flag galore.
Why? Why say that? Of everything. Why say that?
Oh, nice number plate. F1 Joe coming out there too. Right, here we go then. Green light. Q3 is underway here in Albert Park, Melbourne. Time to decide who will start on pole position for the Australian Grand Prix. 12 minutes in this session with 10 drivers. It used to be nice. We used to have 20 minutes for 20 cars, 15 minutes for 15 cars, 10 minutes for 10 cars.
That seems wiser.
It was nice. It was ordered. And then they decided
It's a magpie.
It was a magpie, I thought so. And then in 2016 we decided to muddle around with it. We ended up with 18, 15 and 12. It's like, oh, really annoying. But the way they race time, anyway, is a factor. But look at this guy here, Oscar Piastri.
Visor down, Oscar. Thank you.
Do you want a go-karting track by any chance? They always shout, visor down, visor down. It's like, yeah, but if my visor is down before I set off, it fogs up. As soon as I get to there...
But I guess it's foggy.
Yeah, we need the anti-fog. Right then, we've heard from Kieran who he thinks his pick-a-pole is. Isha, who's your pick-a-pole position runner?
Oh, Josh, that's tough. This is the first time I'm actually thinking that if I don't go with Max, I might be right. Let's go Carlos Sainz.
If Sainz gets it, it will be pole position number 6 of his Formula 1 career. If Max gets it, it's pole position number 36. If Charles Leclerc gets it, it's pole position number 24. And if anybody else gets it, well, I will be very surprised. If Piastri gets it, he's first. So
Joshua was really hoping for at least one of the Ferraris to get it.
Yeah, because I've already written 250 on my notes because I wasn't listening.
If you want, I have Tipex.
I might need that Tipex, so they better get 250. How have I missed 4 pole positions? Is what I want to know, because I've still got them on 2, 4, 5 on my commentary notes. So
State deprivation.
Yeah, just that. I'm going to have to go over my notes in the next couple of minutes, and I've got a feeling that the document's been corrupted somehow. So, Russell starts at that time, so does Carlos Sainz. Already 10 minutes to go, so how that works, but he's really down the race. He made a mistake there, Sainz. I heard it in the ears. He dropped down too many gears. That's a simple thing to do, but I heard it. It's supposed to be a 3rd gear corner from 8th. He went bum, 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 bum. So he went down one and up one. So he upshifted. So he's miscounted. But he's still fast in that first sector. 26.396, and it's a good technique to sort of, because then if you're down a gear, rev up the engine, you get more traction in the next corner at the exit. So it's an interesting one, but he's still fastest. If anybody, if Carlos Sainz gets pole position after having appendix surgery 2 weeks ago, I want whoever that doctor was to do my surgeries that I need doing, starting with my back.
There is something wrong with you.
Surely your appendix, Josh. That's the target, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
I mean, you can get the appendix out and just save some time.
It's a useless organ. I've been meaning to have it out. Sainz across the line. Is he faster? 1:16.331. My goodness, he's getting quicker. We're going to see 1:15. What about Russell? 1:16.8. Look at that. 5.5 tenths of a second. Now, this is Aisha's pit with Charles Leclerc. And he's getting closer. Alonso's off track and continued at turn 6. And Alonso's back in the pit lane.
Do you notice how Albon started getting quicker after he had his surgery?
Leclerc's gone second. Yeah, he came back and had that amazing race.
Key to being an F1 driver, get rid of your appendix.
And Australia might be just getting ready to say fair decum because we're going to see Oscar Piastri come into the last corner. He's got a fantastic first 2 sectors. This could be at least front row start for him. Sonoda's falls at the moment, second row, but he's the last one set times. Oh, he's third. Fantastic that time, but look at that again. Max is losing time in that middle sector. Good. And that's the fastest part of the track. It's the long 1 through 8. So straight line speed for once is not the Red Bull's forte. Cross the line, comes Verstappen, should go top. Oh, we've all been duped. 2.5 tenths clear to Sainz. It's a 1:16.0, but Checo might get pole. And if Checo gets it, it's his 4th pole of his career. Fastest second sector of anybody. And where did he do?
4.
That's Max Verstappen just like, I don't know, put a nitron bomb behind that guy. Where did that 2 tenths come from in that third sector?
Gosh, the 2 tenths has come from the middle sector. He was purple through the middle sector until Sergio Perez came along. Whatever they've done to the tweaks in the car has very much worked, and Max is on top as we see Fernando Alonso take a trip through the gravel.
And here's the radio for him.
Lost the car in 6.
So what? That could have been a massive accident.
Yeah, like we saw with last year. Well, Albon even as well.
You had to threaten the wall and a red flag.
Oh, and Alonso. I think this part of the track used to be quite a nice slow corner, downshifting gears, tight to inside. But now it's smoothed on the inside and longer straight. It carries so much speed through. So Verstappen's baited us all once again. And we've all got up early. It's 5:53 in the morning. The birds are just starting to tweet. If I look out,
about to wake up.
I would look out my commentary box window until I remember that it's now
light outside.
Piastri, check the floor on the left side.
Do you know, it is right, because I can just see through a crack in the bricks in the back of the commentary box, daylight.
Shut it out.
I would say, my head is speaking okay because, 16 flat for Verstappen. Incredible lap time. And I honestly think Verstappen could break into the 1:15s. I'm going to put it down there now. 1:15 is possible for Verstappen.
I hope he doesn't, though.
Fast ever lap is tempting. It's like, what do you want, more records or not? This is Piastri exit
For the sake of Joshua's notes, I hope he doesn't.
That's true. We need science. We need a lap time deletion. Has he gone off the track somewhere? Isha, this is getting incredible. Piastri, though, I think has got more in the tank. He could go quicker, but Verstappen's baited us all again. He's got 2 tenths of a second on that run around. So are Ferrari just like holding up? Can they've got something, or is it all over?
I don't know, Josh. It's tough. This is something that Max does every time, and I think we fall for it every time too. He'll go slower in Q1, Q2, and we're betting on Ferrari or other teams, and then all of a sudden in Q3, bam, he's back up on pole position.
I'm getting a little tired of the Max Verstappen show.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. It's not like when it was Mercedes dominance. And do you know why? Because with Mercedes dominance, we had Rosberg and Hamilton fighting together week in, week out. Mm-hmm. We had Red Bull nipping at their heels with Ricciardo. And then later it became Ricciardo and then Verstappen coming into it. Then we had Ferrari coming into it. Here, it's just Max out front every time. It's to be respected.
It's repetitive.
But it is repetitive, yeah. So yeah, we need a new saying. I might actually just start speaking Dutch at this point to try and get a Max Verstappen, something different, because I can't just say wins.
Do you know who I want to be high up in the championship and start winning? McLaren. Either one of them. I don't care which.
Well, McLaren are the last team to actually win in Formula One, bar Red Bull, because Max may have gone on an undefeated streak, but that sprint race in Qatar was run quite dominantly by Oscar Piastri.
A lot of birds.
Lance Stroll, as always.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. My brain nearly got me in trouble there. I'm not saying that. I'll say it after privately, but I saw birds, thought of Lance Stroll, and my brain nearly got me in trouble with what I was going to say. So I'll shut myself up as we see him down now towards turn 4.
Good save, Josh. Well done.
Yeah. Literally, even in half asleep, my brain can keep awake with it. Still haven't sworn on air, though. That's something. Can't be said for some people.
Yeah, what I will say, though, is Russell, compared to Hamilton at the end of Q2, is only 1/10 quicker than Hamilton. So the Mercedes really are struggling this weekend. And, whatever happened in FP3 was just a bit of a storm in a teacup at the moment, because all that pace they did have just seems to have dissipated.
I'd throw in Mercedes power units are struggling.
Yeah. Josh.
Yes, JT in the bits.
On air, no. Off air, that's a different story we won't go into as Stroll's on a lap time.
Oh, I was being hit on the bus by the person I was with for the amount of times I was swearing. They've started to use fudge and sugar around their nieces and nephews. I have not done that. Across the line comes Stroll.
Ours are too young to remember.
1:17.201. Elliot isn't.
True. But we don't... Well, you don't do that. No problem.
I think Stroll's at a moment here.
Zara's only...
Oh, nice catch from Lance.
And I just don't.
Through turn 10-11. Oh, that rear stepped out massively.
That could have been a big one. It really could have.
Do you know, it's threatening to do that, isn't it, this weekend? A big one. We've had Albon throw it into the wall.
Oh, it's coming in the race.
Yeah, well, it's threatening to be... What's happened to Alonso?
No, you do not crash.
He was really slow.
2 out laps, maybe?
Must be.
Better be.
Here's Sainz. Come on, Carlos, what have you got? Appendicitis. Makes you a superhero, apparently. Look at what Albon did in Singapore.
It does. Does any of the other drivers have their appendix out?
No other drivers have their appendix out, as far as I know.
Really?
I think Norris was joking about it. Then again, if you watch Drive to Survive, Lando's more concerned about if you risk brakes, what can you still do? That's just, what on earth is Netflix doing interviewing them? Verstappen's in that first sector. Is he fast in his own time? Oh, for God's sake. He's 16 thousandths fast. It's 26.262.
The 15's coming.
Do we even need an extra minute?
No, we don't. Max on pole for the 36th time.
Carlos Sainz.
Yes! 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 Carlos!
Early in morning.
You want to talk? Carlos is going for it! And second time has gone to Perez. Max is slower.
Good.
Oh boy, this has just changed up completely, Isha. Oh, it's 17,000. Oh my God, I can't tell. What do you think then, Isha? Verstappen or Sainz? Who are you picking out these two?
Oh, I just gotta go Sainz. You know, this is incredible. I think maybe all the drivers need to get an appendectomy at this point, maybe.
Yeah.
A 1:15.915.
There it is.
Oh, come on.
But what can Carlos Sainz do? He's twitching. Perez is a 1:16.2. Here comes Carlos. Oh, he's 2/10 down. But what about Piastri? Has he still got something? It's 2/10 in that last sector. He's electric. Piastri, 5th. Checkered flag is out. Now, Lando Norris. Does he make it across the line? 4th. Once. Now, Russell's 7th. He's improving on his sector times. Fastest of all. No, time, not position. 1:16.7. And Leclerc's backed off. What? Has idiocy struck Formula One at the moment? That's another...
A long time ago.
Yeah, look, Alonso's coming in as well. He's fast in Sector 2, the personal best. I don't think anybody else is improving on sectors. I think that's it. Stroll goes 8th. Tsunoda 8th. Great time from Tsunoda. Here comes across the line Fernando Alonso. He goes right towards the pit wall. Is Alonso faster? No. 17.5. I don't see Perez anywhere near the Delta. So it looks to be pole position. I'm waiting on the timing screens. Yes, confirmed. Max Verstappen. Leclerc's run out of fuel.
As you do.
That's why he hasn't completed the lap time. Leclerc's got no. He wouldn't have had enough for fuel.
He seems quite peaceful about it.
Onto the weighbridge you go. Well, it promised so much. It becomes so little. Max Verstappen. Oh, nice job there from Charles Leclerc to leave the bomb from Max Verstappen. He hit the back of the Ferrari coming in there. Max Verstappen, pole position, number 36 of his Formula One career. Red Bull's 99th pole position. And we do have 99 problems in Formula One, and one of them is now Red Bull.
As always.
Let's have a look at Charles Leclerc. This is why he backed out of that last lap. Did he have a twitch? Yes, he did. He lost it coming, so he knew that was over from then and backed off. Did he get on the dust? Nah, I just dropped it coming out. Oh, well. Ferrari still front row, but it's not Charles Leclerc.
The drive, it was going from understeer to oversteer, I don't know why.
Max Verstappen pole position, 2/10 down. Well, he's got it. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just thinking, I don't think Leclerc ran out of fuel. I think that's Parc Ferme.
Oh, is that where Parc Ferme is?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, you're right, because here comes Piastri and Norris, okay. And Russell's there too. I thought they moved that after the troubles they had with the supercars last year.
Exactly.
So, Isha, first session for you in the comms box. Well, how did you make of it as Piastri gets a big cheer?
First session in the commentary box, I had a lot of fun. It was actually better than I expected, and this last section of the qualifying was actually pretty eventful. So I stayed awake. I made it through.
Fantastic. And well done, actually. Fantastic. I told you there's nothing to worry about at all in the comms box. It's absolutely brilliant. Just roll with it and it all works fine. Well then, Kieran, sorry, you came in crossing your fingers, but he's fastest. It was close though. The race still could be a different matter.
It was. I mean, again, Verstappen, 15.9, incredible lap time from Max Verstappen, as it always seems to be. Great effort from Sainz, first race back after major surgery with the 16.185, brilliant from him. And also Tsunoda, 16.7, he'll be starting from the fourth row. Really good effort from Tsunoda there, and good to keep our eyes on the McLarens as well, who start 4th and 6th respectively. Norris 4/10 off of Verstappen, but only one thing and only one song can sum up today, Josh. 99 Red Bull poles. No? Okay.
Yes! Yes, that is the one. Right, Megan, you can disappear as well. What do you think going into qualifying the race tomorrow?
I think we all know who's going to win.
Excellent. Right, I'll see you later. I'll leave the door open because I've got a key.
Okay.
Right, let's confirm the results then from qualifying. Oh no, Alex Brundle!
A front row for the Australian Grand Prix and his best ever start.
I'm leaving. I want to see what he says.
Max, a hat-trick of podium, a hat-trick of poles to start the year. That must be a great feeling.
Yeah, it was a bit unexpected, I think, today in qualifying, but very happy with Q3. I think both of those laps, they felt really, really nice, and that was very enjoyable. But yeah, it was a bit of a tricky weekend so far, but yeah, we managed to be there at the end, so I'm very happy with that.
You've got a big challenge this weekend from Ferrari. Can you keep them behind in what's going to be a very strategic race tomorrow?
Yeah, they seem very quick also in the long run, so a bit of a question mark for tomorrow, but I guess that makes it very exciting, so we'll find out tomorrow.
Outstanding lap, brilliant pole, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, let's hear now from Carlos Sainz.
Carlos, from missing the race in Jeddah to finding yourself in P2 in qualifying today, that is a journey.
Yeah, thanks a lot, yeah. It's been a tough couple of weeks, you know, a lot of days in bed, waiting to this moment to see if I could be here today and, yeah, to make it to this weekend and then obviously to put it on the front row after leading through qualifying. I was almost, not believing it, no, especially after how tough it's been. But very happy to be here. Very happy to be challenging the Red Bulls this weekend. I was a bit rusty at the beginning yesterday, but then I got up to speed and I could finally found the pace and feeling good with the car.
A long way to go in the race tomorrow. How are you feeling in the car? Are you feeling fully recovered or still a little bit of discomfort?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not in my most comfortable state when I'm driving out there, but I can get it done. And as far as I can get it done without the pain, obviously a lot of discomfort and weird feelings, but no pain, so it allows me to push flat out.
Brilliant lap, outstanding performance, brave stuff.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Sergio, great lap. Was there any more in the car? Do you think you could have challenged the Ferrari for second or even for the Max for pole?
Yeah, I think definitely there was a bit more in it. My first sector was not great, especially turn one. I think on my final attempt, I didn't hook in the whole combination, which straight away is a 10th, a 10th and a half. But I'm happy. I think given how we've been during the weekend, I think it's been a very nice progression. I think tomorrow we got a fight on our hands to the Ferrari, so and to the rest of the field, because I think the gradation is going to be very high. So I think, starting position is not that relevant at the moment.
You look like you have a little bit of straight line speed advantage against the Ferrari. Do you think that's going to help you out tomorrow in attacking and defending those positions?
Yeah, we will find out tomorrow. I think we've changed a bit our strategy for tomorrow, and let's see who can survive the most on the gradation side.
Congratulations, Sergio.
Thank you.
What an amazing qualifying session it was, and everybody being absolutely fantastic and loving life out there as well. What a session, and we are all now chasing some sleep. Maybe not Kieran, because he woke up to come to the commentary box and he's going for his day. I, on the other hand, looking forward to 3 hours and 30 minutes of sleep before getting ready for the next one, going into MotoGP. Isha's ready for full night's sleep because she's on the East Coast, so is Adam. And Josh T, I think, is just going to collapse again later on after the session as well. So let's go around the room. Start with the pit lane crew. And Adam, are you there? Might not be. Josh T, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here. Oh, good. Right. We'll go down first. What did you make of qualifying, Adam?
Well, I think we all knew what was coming. And with me having my Red Bull stuff on, I think that was, I thought it was going to be a jinx, but it wasn't. And I will say, Isha, like I said in the contract, you hit a grand slam. Well done your first time here, playing with all of us. And I know you and I are ready for some sleep. So hopefully we can work together again real soon.
Excellent. Josh T, we'll hand over to you. What did you make of the session?
I mean, it's a carbon copy of what's happened in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. Red Bull, well, Max was off the pace. And then in Q3, bang. And comes back like anything. But the most iconic radio message of the day award goes to Max Verstappen and GP. And I am ready for 9 hours of sleep, ready for IndyCar.
Okay, I don't know if Isha can hear us at the moment. Oh, you can hear us now. Excellent.
Yes, I can.
Excellent. I was a bit worried there because I saw your message coming into it as well. Because I didn't want to throw it down because I know Jess is just watching. I don't know where Omi is at the moment, if he's near a microphone or not. So I don't really want to throw it to him. So I'll throw it to you, Isha. What did you make of qualifying? And nice, I echo Adam's sentiments. Brilliant job on your first time in the commentary box.
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for the nice comments too. I found it really fun, interesting. Q2 and Q1 were a little bit boring, I guess I could say. Besides the few leaves on the track that we saw, but Q3 definitely eventful. So close between Carlos and Max. I don't know. I'm excited to see the race tomorrow because I think it's going to be a close battle.
Kieran as well, you'll be with us in the race tomorrow. I know, Isha, I wish you could be in the race tomorrow, but I know you're very busy in watching it as well, and you've got to write reports and get ready for the Grid Network shows as well. I must implore you, do watch the Grid Network show later on, because Isha's going to be having her own segments as always. Kieran, you will be in the box tomorrow. I know you've got to shoot straight after the checker flag tomorrow. So what are you expecting for that, and what did you make of quali?
Oh, quali was great. I mean, yes, Verstappen pole again, 99th pole for Red Bull, but it has to be said, he pulled it out of the bag. 15.9, great lap time from him. And if Sainz can challenge him down in towards turn 1, perhaps, if he can stay within that DRS zone on the first lap, unlike what happened while we were in Bahrain, there's definitely a shout here for a race on the cards, Verstappen versus Sainz. I'm hoping, I'm building up to it. Let's see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, all signs show tomorrow should be a really good day for racing.
Thank you, Kieran. Thank you, Isha. Thanks to Josh. Thanks to Omi. Thanks to Jess in the background. And thanks as well to Adam for all your work today as well. We'll be back later on today. That's the end of the F1 action, but there's a lot more to go. We've got MotoGP coming up as well. Free practice 2. Then followed by qualifying, where I'll be joined by Maddie Patterson, who's trackside at the Portimao circuit as well. Then we go into Moto E in the first race. And Omi, if you're listening, Moto E is starting today. So I know you like to be in the commentary box for those. Then we'll have as well the Tissot Sprint later on. And then going into the evening, this evening, 10 o'clock tonight, GMT time, we have all the action for the Formula 3 feature race, then the F2 feature, then the F1 Grand Prix. And in between that, Josh T's got coverage of the IndyCar Open test. And at midnight tonight as well, at the same time, we're on for Formula 3. Formula 2 feature. Josh T and Tom Dillon are with Jackson Lambert's trackside. They are going to be commentating on the IndyCar quali. Tomorrow, after all the F1 action, we've got Moto 3, MotoGP, Moto 2, all that action. Then we've got IndyCar with myself, Adam, Josh, and Jackson. And then NASCAR is the final one. I've gone out of it. We need to go to bed. So, my thanks to you, Isha. Welcome to the team. Thanks to Kieran as well on comms. Megan as well, but she's gone back to bed and locked me out probably, so I'm going to be banging on the door. We'll see you tomorrow. Max Verstappen on pole position. As always, it was going to be for the Australian Grand Prix, but as we knew last year, Max won last year. But was anyone else talking about it? No, because it was drama-filled. So do join us. 3:15 British summertime for all the action. Bye-bye.